All right, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. We've been trying to post a lot more on here, so I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't know, my name is Carson. My brother Jackson and I run a virtual land flipping business, and we've been running this for the past few years now. In this video, the title is what I'm going to be talking about. Here's how we built a business from $0 to doing over $1 million per year within 6 to 8 months. I'm going to show you how you can replicate exactly what we did and do the exact same business model and replicate the exact same business to where you can have it doing 7 figures per year pretty quickly and get it off the ground to where it doesn't take very long and it doesn't take a lot of capital to get into this. Again, there's not many other businesses where you can start from zero and get to $100,000 months within just a few months. And this business model is almost straight profit. We're on like 91% margins. So if we spend, $5,000 on marketing, we're getting back about $100,000 because we're basically straight profit margin when we're flipping these properties because we don't put our own money up. If you guys haven't seen our other videos, I recommend you do go and watch them so you understand the business model and the premise a little bit more. But what we do is we flip vacant land, pieces of dirt, to home builders. And when I say flip, I don't mean we buy it. I don't mean we put our own money. I don't mean we purchase it. We get it under contract with the seller, and then we help the seller sell their property by connecting them with a builder. You can work with all these different builders throughout the country. You can do it in different states. It doesn't have to be where you're from, your hometown. We've done it in, I believe, 20 different states now, hundreds of cities, and you can do it anywhere throughout the country from anywhere in the world. We've flipped properties in the United States while we've been in Dubai. We've flipped properties while we've been in Tulum. In different states, we've been in Arizona closing deals in North Carolina. We've been in Florida closing deals in Arizona. It doesn't matter where you are because you don't actually have to go out to these properties. And it's very, very simple and straightforward once you understand the process. So in this video, again, I'm showing you how to go from zero to getting this to 7 figures per year. So this is for people that are serious about building a business, that are serious about making a lot of money and making a lot of money fast in real estate without having a ton of capital to invest, right? So let's just jump straight into it. Step one is you're going to need this website. This is where we're pulling the majority of our lists from. Lists meaning finding property owners that we're going to reach out to see if they want to sell their property. So step one is you do need to set up an account here on propstream.com. If you look below this video, we have a 7-day free trial link where you can start on propstream.com. This is by far the cheapest data. It's great data. We've used it for the last 3 years. This has made us millions of dollars, just this website alone. So if you look down below, sign up through that link. You'll get 7 free days. And then the plan that we have is $199 a month. This will get you all the data you're going to need and then some. There's 50,000 polls you get that include skip traces. Skip traces are how you get the phone numbers, which you can do directly in this website. You need to get these people's phone numbers so you can reach out to them, right? You can do that directly in here. Normally, that costs about 3 to 10 cents per lead on top of pulling a list. Now, they have it all in-house as one on PropStream. So you can pull all this data for $200 a month, where when we started out, to pull this amount of data was about $5,000 a month. And that's what we had to do. And we just had higher expenses. But now this is what's possible. So I highly, highly recommend PropStream. If you look down below in this video, I'm going to link it. It's going to be the first link in the description and you can go ahead and get started. But let's say, for example, we wanted to pull a list in, let's say we want to pull a list in Tampa, Florida. So this is how we would go about it, right? We look here, there's 256,000 properties right now. I'm going to show you how to dial this list down to where it's something that we can text and reach out to all of the people we want to reach out to within an hour or two using AI, right? So let's go to this filter section. Right here, we want to select vacant land. This is very, very important because obviously we don't want to be dealing with houses. We don't want to be dealing with properties because we just want to reach out to these empty pieces of dirt because we're selling to home builders, developers, people that are going to build houses on these properties, right? So we want to select vacant land. Lot size, we don't want it to be smaller than like 3,000 square feet. We don't want it to be a teeny tiny lot. We want it to be something we can build on. Then we want to keep scrolling down. Off market. This is important that it's off market because if it's on market, everybody's seen the deal, right? That's when people reach out to me and say, hey, I can't sell my property. It's because it's listed. You just reached out and got it for the price that they're asking, where they couldn't sell it for the last 6 months. Obviously, you can't sell the deal because it's sitting on the market at 100. Why would I want to buy it at 110, right? You want to make sure it's off market. No investors, no buyers, no builders have seen the deal yet. You can get a good deal by getting it off market. And then that's why these builders are going to want to buy from you because they get a good deal from you off market. So that's very important. Now, if you keep scrolling down, we want to make sure they've owned it for 5 or more years so that they're not an investor or a builder that has real intentions for these properties. We want to make sure that these landowners have had it for a long time, paid cheap for it so that they can cash out and get money in the end and they're happy with the transaction. Or they just don't want to be paying taxes on it anymore because they don't want to build. They have no real intentions for it. So 5+ years of ownerships. We want to make sure it's individual or mixed owner. This means that it's not a corporation and it's not a trust. So it's just one or two people that are on the title for the deed. Now, this leaves us with 1,096 properties. So if we see here, there's 1,096 properties. What we're going to do is we're going to select that. On actions, we want to save these properties and then we would put the name and the date of the area than the day that today is. So I would put July 29th, 2025, Tampa, Florida. Then I would pull that list and then it would shoot over to my properties over here in this section. From there, I would export it. Now, I skip trace directly in here. So I get my properties, go to skip tracing, skip trace the properties. It's all included in the plan. And then from here, I now have a list of properties. I have a list of properties. Not only that, I have a list of these property owners' phone numbers within 2 minutes. So I have 1,096 people that would most likely want to sell because they've owned it for 5 or more years. It's off market. It's the exact lots I'm looking for. And it's an individual or a mixed owner. So it's not a builder and it's not a corporation. So how do we reach out to these people, right? Here's what we're going to do. You sign up on this website, smartercontact.com. If you want to sign up again, we have another code. You get $200 off if you get the plan where you send 50,000 text messages because you pull 50,000 leads on PropStream. You can send 50,000 text messages on Smarter Contact. If you want $200 off, I'll put the code below this video. You can use that code in the link and you can get started right now on here and it'll save you $200 in your first month. But this website has the highest ROI by far over the past 3 years, where we've done over 700 deals, about $5 million in profit in land deals. And we have, I think, above 50 times return on spend on Smarter Contact. So if we spend 1,000, we expect 50,000 back. Same thing with our students. If you're spending, $1,500, expect, $70,000 to come back into your business because you're sending out 50,000 text messages. What are the odds that you can't get one of those or two of those to say yes out of 50,000? So a lot of these people are like, people that are trying to do this say, oh, I'm getting a lot of no's. Well, you can get 49,998 no's and make 20 grand net that month, right? Because 2 people said yes, you make 10K per deal. Then you pay off your 1,200 in expenses, plus including PropStream and Smarter Contact, you're netting $18,800. Right? That's what's possible with this business. And that's just day one, getting it off the ground. Then you can easily reinvest into your business, scale this up and get this to doing over 7 figures per year. I've seen it over and over again. So we sent out a text campaign on Smarter Contact. I'm not going to jump inside of it because I don't want to show a lot of these people's names and information. I don't want to leak that on the internet, but you go into Smarter Contact, you log in, like I said, look down below for the discount. You send out your text campaign. So we sent out our text campaign. Now let's pretend that we just got somebody in Tampa, Florida to say they'd sell for $80,000. Okay. We send them out a contract on DocuSign.com. This way it saves us a few days. We don't actually mail it out. We sign up on DocuSign and then we email them a contract. This takes 2-3 minutes. We have a contract template that we use and they go ahead and they sign this contract. Now that they've signed the contract, there's one last step to do before we go ahead and get paid. We just need to find a builder. And if you're at the right price, it's never difficult to find a builder because these builders always want to buy more properties because they have to hit their quota and they're buying thousands of lots per year, these big builders, because they're making all their money on the build. So they have to hit their quota. They have to buy enough properties and they're always looking for more. So we just got this seller to sign at 80,000. Now I think this is worth 100, let's say. This is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go back onto Zillow. We're going to jump into Tampa, Florida, the exact area that we just were. And let's say that our lot, I'm going to pick a lot and just use it for reference. Make sure we're just on lots and land. Now, let's say this is our property right here, okay? Let's say we got this lot for 80,000. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm on for sale. Click on home type, select houses, deselect lots and land. Scroll down here, make sure this is no minimum. Year built 2023 or newer. Now, what's this going to show me? This is going to show you all the new home builders in the area that are building new houses. This is who you're going to sell the property to. This is your buyer, okay? So make sure this is on any time. Now click apply, zoom out a few times, okay? Look at this. How many builders does that show me? 20? And you can look right here, go to the newest listings, and you can scroll through and call up every single one of these builders. Hey, my name is Carson. I have a property over on North Central Ave. I'm trying to sell it for 100,000. I see you're actively building. Would you be interested in buying it from me? I could assign this to you. They're going to give you a yes or no. You can call every single one of these people. So in this one area, if I had a lot right here, how do I find a buyer? Here's 20 of them in this one area, right? And if it's a good deal, they'll want to buy it every single time because they make their money on the build on all this new construction, right? So let's say I call up this guy and I say, hey, do you want to buy this property? Does your builder want to buy this property? They go ahead and say yes. Now I get them under contract at 100,000. It's a simple assignment contract. They agree at 100,000. I send these 2 contracts into a title company, just a simple email, and they say, okay, great, sounds good. When this title search is done, I will send you the wire, $20,000. What they do with the money is they get the money from the buyer. So let's say he pays 100,000. Then they pay us out 20,000 of the difference in between. Then they pay out the seller the 80,000 that they're owed because you guaranteed them 80,000, right? On their contract and said you would pay them out 80,000, which also, if you ever had to back out of the deal and terminate it, you're not at risk. You're not liable for the money. You don't have to put up 80,000. You don't have to put up any earnest money deposits or anything like that. Our contract leaves you with no risk, and no liability so that you're never due any money and you're never at risk. That's why this is so profitable and you can build it from 0 to $1 million very quickly, like I said. So you go ahead and you get the 20,000 paid from basically the builder's money, so you don't have to put the money up, and then that pays out the seller the rest of the 80,000. So the seller gets 80, builder gets a lot that they paid 100 for. You make 20 grand in between for connecting the dots, and you can do these deals over and over again and do multiple deals to one builder in one day, right? We've done deals to one builder, 9 deals in one day, 7 deals in one day, 4 deals in one day, and you can just rinse and repeat, keep finding more lots for the same builder once you know what they're paying and what they're looking. So this is how we found out about this business model. Is my brother ran into a builder from mass texting that said, hey, I don't want to sell my property, but I want to buy 20 to 30 lots per month in 33992 zip code, let's say. And he said, I'll pay 50,000. And Jackson reverse engineered it and said, hey, I'm going to reach out to these sellers, offer them all 40. And then he got a few of them to say yes. Never made a deal in his life. He made 7 or 8 deals in one day, and he made like 40, 50 grand net, and was like, oh my gosh, we could rinse and repeat this and just do it over and over again. And that's what we did, to where we've done over 700 deals. We've done about $5 million in profit in the last 3 years. And now we're getting into development and actually building ourselves, because like I said, these builders make a lot of money, right? We're trying to do that as well as buy deals from our students, partner with our students that we're teaching. So that's why we started teaching in January of this year, to where we have taught, I believe, over 100 people to close their first deal. We have 3 or 4 students making over 100K a month, and they're just following the same exact method and process that we are teaching here, and partnering with us, partnering with all the other students in the community. That's a huge part. Is there's over $1 million in profit going on through the community. So if you are interested and serious about scaling this up to $1 million a year plus and making this into a real serious income and building up your virtual real estate business, land flipping, you can also look at, there's a link in the description that's going to have a free training that'll show you a little bit more in depth, or you can shoot me a DM on Instagram at Carson Buys Land, and I'll tell you exactly what it looks like to get started, and we can work through if it makes sense on both ends, because we are partnering very directly with certain students on a lot of deals and making money together. So if you're somebody that's serious about this, somebody that thinks you'd be a good fit for this business, and you want to just start making more money or run a virtual real estate business, if you've ever wanted to, shoot me a DM and I can let you know what it looks like to get started. But appreciate everyone that came on here. And yeah, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be posting on here a lot more frequently, and appreciate it.